I used to wish that I could be different. Normal. A life without my dark passenger. But who am I kidding? This is who I am. What I am. I'm Dexter Morgan. I'm exactly who I need to be. Exactly who you want me to be.
Dexter, Resurrection Season 1 is over, and right now, we have nothing. No trailers, no cast announcements, not even a hint of episode titles. So today, I'm doing something a little insane. I'm going to predict every single twist of Season 2. Yes, every episode. Who's the next big bad? Which fan favorite won't survive? And what shocking finale could leave us all speechless? Now, will I be right about any of this? Probably not. But if you follow Dexter long enough, you know the show has patterns, themes, villains, and finales that always come with a gut punch. And if you connect the dots, you start to see where Season 2 could be heading. So let's dive in.
Ponytails. Al's fetish. His need. He's going to kill this woman on camera, and I have to sit here with these monsters while they enjoy every fucking minute of it.
Every Dexter season has a villain that mirrors the theme. Season 1 was family secrets, and the ice truck killer turned out to be Dexter's brother.
Hey, Mikey.
You remember now?
Pliny,
You always had trouble saying Brian.
I have a brother.
A real brother. None of this foster bullshit. We're blood brothers. Through birth and death.
Season 4 was about family, and Trinity was a husband and father.
Breakfast, 7 a.m. Warmth, intimacy. He's convincing. Burn.
Arthur Mitchell.
Season 6 was religion, and we got the Doomsday Killer.
You think he's the next victim? Yes. How do we find him?
So what theme fits Dexter, Resurrection Season 2? The father and son bond between Dexter and Harrison, and the perfect villain to mirror that, another father and son duo.
I can stay home with you today if you want. I know school's shut down.
No, it's cool. I can hang here by myself.
Not just any duo, vigilante killers. Their motive? Revenge. A loved one taken by none other than the New York Ripper. This flips the script. Instead of the Ripper being the main antagonist, he becomes their target. And the rumor of Bryan Cranston joining the cast makes this even juicier. Imagine him as the grieving father, a man who thinks he's righteous but ends up spiraling into madness. It's tragic, it's brutal, and it feels exactly like something Dexter would face. Episode predictions. Episode 1. The season opens with a time jump. Dexter is now a blood spatter analyst for the New York Police Department.
Very eye-opening. Oh, one more thing. Your crowbar theory is interesting, but I couldn't help but notice the blood spatter is more consistent with a longer object, something with a handle that can be swung, maybe with a point at the end, like a hook.
Harrison, he's at the police academy. Quinn and Masuka transfer in after Batista's death to hunt Leon Prater. Meanwhile, the father-son duo makes their debut, killing a man in a wheelchair in his own apartment. Episode 2. Here's the twist. That man? He was Don Frant, the New York Ripper himself. Turns out he'd stopped killing because he lost his legs, but kept tormenting families with calls. Just like that, the Ripper is gone, and the real villains are revealed. The father and son are now fully unhinged, continuing their spree. Episode 3 and 4. The vigilantes target Prater's killers, not realizing most are already dead thanks to Dexter.
There's one thing I couldn't be honest about last night.
Is that right?
I'm not a Ronald Schmidt. I'm Dexter Morgan.
Who's that?
The Bay Harbor Butcher.
Meanwhile, Al, The one killer who escaped in Season 1 resurfaces. Harrison and Dexter track him, but when they're ready to kill, they discover the vigilantes got there first. The police investigate, and the victim is revealed as Rapunzel, another notorious killer. Episode 6, police start to suspect a vigilante killer, but not Dexter. This time, the father-son duo is caught on surveillance, shifting all suspicion away from Dexter. It's a clever way for the writers to avoid rehashing the Bay Harbor butcher arc. Episode 7, Wallace tracks down the vigilantes. She relates to their grief and secretly lets them go. But when they run into Oliva outside, panic sets in. The son shoots Oliva dead. For the first time, the duo kills an innocent. And now, they fit Dexter's code. Episode 9. The father realizes they've gone too far and tries to turn them in. But in true Dexter fashion, the son snaps, shooting his own father. It's a twisted mirror of Dexter and Harrison's relationship in New Blood, only reversed. Episode 10. Dexter finally puts the son on his table, but here's the problem. He's under 18. Dexter doesn't kill kids. He can't let him go, but he can't finish the job either. Just when you think he'll find a way out, Wallace follows the trail. She kills the boy herself, and Dexter sees her do it. Now, Wallace knows Dexter is the Bay Harbor butcher, and Dexter knows Wallace crossed the line. A stalemate, a shocking cliffhanger, classic Dexter. What makes these predictions so Dexter? Because every season has that one massive fake-out or moral gut punch. The Ripper dying early would be the perfect subversion. The vigilantes spiraling into true monsters mirrors Dexter's own path. And Wallace's shocking kill sets up a Season 3 rivalry that could rival Deb discovering Dexter in Season 6. If even one of these twists happens, fans will lose their way. Predicting it is half the fun. So those are my predictions for every twist in Dexter. Resurrection Season 2. Do you think I nailed even one of them? Or did I miss completely? Drop your theory in the comments, and when Season 2 finally drops, we'll come back and see who is closest. And if you want more Dexter breakdowns, theories, and deep dives, hit that subscribe button, because Season 2 is going to be a bloodbath.
I want to show you one of my dearest passions.
Holy shit.
You really like serial killers.
I pride myself on finding the best of the best in every field, so why not death?
What if I told you that some of the most terrifying killers in Dexter's history might have secretly crossed paths with Leon Prater? Dexter. Resurrection gave us one of the darkest storylines in the entire franchise, with Prater's cult-like gatherings of serial killers. And if this group has been around longer than we think, it opens up a chilling possibility that killers from Dexter's past might have attended those meetings. In this video, I'm ranking the 5 killers who are the most likely candidates to have met Leon Prater, from least likely to most likely. And trust me, some of the evidence is shocking. One of them even left behind a trophy in Prater's possession, and it changes everything we thought we knew about Dexter. Leon Prater's circle of killers was introduced as something new, but the seeds were always there. According to Mia LaPierre, she'd been part of the group for 4 years. And even before that, the gatherings had already existed for a few years. That suggests the group has been active for 6 to 9 years before Resurrection. So the question is simple. Which past killers fit the profile of a Prater recruit? To qualify, they'd need to be prolific, with multiple victims, an identifiable modus operandi, and enough notoriety for Prater to track them down. Gang members, hitmen, and traffickers don't make the cut. We're talking about true serial killers. With that in mind, let's rank the 5 most likely killers who might have sat at Prater's table. Number 5, Brian Moser, the ice truck killer. On paper, Brian looks like a dream candidate. At least 20 kills over 13 years, a clean psychological profile, and a flair for theatrics. He's the kind of killer Prater would have been drawn to. But here's the problem. The timeline kills this theory. If we exclude Brian's ice truck killer days during Season 1, his confirmed kills drop to just 4. That's not enough to impress Prater. And for Brian to even qualify, the gatherings would have needed to exist for at least 17 years. Way longer than we know them to have been around. There's another clue that shuts the door. When Prater talks to Dexter about Brian, he only refers to him as the ice truck killer. If they had crossed paths earlier, surely he would have mentioned Brian's days as the NHI killer too. Add in Prater's comment that maybe if the ice truck killer had someone to talk to, he wouldn't have taken his own life. And it's clear the two never met. So Brian is our number 5. Fascinating on paper, but practically impossible. Number 4, Walter Kenny, the Tooth Fairy.
Good morning, Walter.
Keep saying that, and one day you might be right.
Walter Kenny, introduced in Season 6, was one of the deadliest killers Dexter ever faced. With at least 16 victims over 3 decades, Kenny strangled prostitutes and kept their teeth as trophies. He sounds like a perfect fit for Prater's network, but here's why it doesn't work. Kenny's unbearable personality earned him the nickname World's Oldest Creep from Dexter. Prater's gatherings seemed almost friendly, almost like networking events for killers. Kenny doesn't fit that culture. And then there's the timeline. 15 of Walter's 16 murders happened in the 1980s. For him to have been part of the gatherings then, the group would have needed to exist for 40 years. That's way too far back. The only alternative is that Prater tracked Kenny down decades after his spree, when he resurfaced with a fresh murder in 2011. But realistically, without that lead, there's no way Prater and Charlie would have found him. So while the Tooth Fairy is terrifying enough to belong in Prater's circle, the math makes him an unlikely candidate. Number 3, Oliver Saxon, the brain surgeon.
What happened?
I don't know, I just got here.
Cassie and I we were supposed to have a date tonight.
I'm sorry.
Now things get interesting. Daniel Vogel, known to us as Oliver Saxon, had been killing his entire life. As a child, he murdered his own brother. At 17, he set a fire that killed 7 kids. And as an adult, he racked up at least 16 victims before Dexter finally stopped him in 2013. On paper, Saxon checks every box. Highly prolific, active for decades, and the gatherings would have only needed to exist for 10 years for him to qualify. So far, so good. But here's the catch. Saxon wasn't known as a serial killer until Season 8. Before then, he had no alias, no recognition, nothing to draw Prater's attention, unless Prater had insider knowledge about Dr. Evelyn Vogel's family secrets. It's hard to imagine how he would have even known Saxon existed. And Saxon's behavior seals it. He was desperate for his mother's guidance on how to live with his dark passenger. If he had already been attending Prater's meetings, surrounded by like-minded killers, wouldn't he have gotten that advice before? The absence of brain surgeon trophies in Prater's collection also says a lot. So Saxon ranks higher than Brian and Walter, but still not likely. Number 2, Arthur Mitchell, the Trinity Killer.
It's already over.
Now here's where things get really fascinating. Arthur Mitchell is by far the deadliest killer Dexter ever faced, with at least 279 victims between 1979 and 2009. If anyone fits Prater's profile, it's Trinity. And there's a smoking gun. In Resurrection Episode 4, we see one of Trinity's hammers in Prater's trophy collection. That hammer shouldn't exist outside Dexter's possession, unless Arthur attended a gathering and left it behind. Think about it. Special Agent Lundy had been tracking Trinity for years, even before the Bureau acknowledged him as a real case. If one of Prater's contacts picked up on Lundy's notes, Charlie could have tracked Arthur down. That would explain how a hammer wound up in the collection. But here's the doubt. When Dexter, disguised as Kyle Butler, confessed to killing, Arthur's reaction was pure relief, almost like it was the first time he'd ever been able to share his secret. Would he have acted like that if he already had a safe space with Prater's group? Probably not. Still, Trinity's hammer in Prater's possession makes him one of the strongest candidates for attendance. Number 1, Kurt Caldwell.
Angela? Came as soon as I could. What's going on? Did you find him? Tell me he's okay.
And finally, the most likely candidate to have attended Prater's gatherings, Kurt Caldwell from Dexter, New Blood. Over 25 years, Kurt claimed at least 32 victims, perfectly fitting Prater's criteria, and the timeline is flawless. The gatherings only needed to exist for a few years before New Blood, which we know they did. His geographic proximity seals it. Kurt operated just a few hours from Prater's New York base. If young women kept disappearing from a nearby town, it would have been impossible for Prater to ignore. Now, why don't we see any Kurt trophies in Prater's room? Simple. Kurt's trophies were entire preserved bodies, not exactly something you can bring along to a meeting. It's also possible that Kurt attended once, refused to part with a body, and never got invited back. And there's one more chilling clue. Right before Dexter kills him, Kurt reacts with shock when he hears about Dexter's justice code. His reaction feels strange, almost too strong, like he's heard other killers justify themselves before, and Dexter's excuse really stood out. If Kurt had met other killers at Prater's gatherings, that moment makes perfect sense. So Kurt Caldwell ranks number 1. So there you have it. Brian Moser, Walter Kenny, Oliver Saxon, Arthur Mitchell, and Kurt Caldwell. The 5 killers most likely to have sat at Leon Prater's table. For me, Kurt is the most realistic candidate. But the Trinity hammer in Prater's possession is still the single most haunting clue of all. It suggests that some of Dexter's deadliest enemies might have quietly crossed paths in the shadows long before resurrection. But what do you think? Did I rank them right, or did I miss someone? Drop your pick in the comments. I want to see who you believe Leon Prater might have invited. And if you're still watching, drop Prater's table in the comments so I know you're part of the real Dexter community.
Would you want to come back as a ghost?
I would love to come back in any shape or form, whether I'm alive or I'm a ghost or it's something else. It'd be so fun. This character is Candy. I may just be her for Halloween for fun.
The Dexter Resurrection finale didn't just shock fans, it left Kristen Ritter absolutely stunned. In the final episode, Injustice for All, everything came crashing together. Brian Moser's jaw-dropping return, Angel Batista's tragic fate, Prater's ultimate downfall, and a chilling tease of what Season 2 could bring. But the question everyone is still asking, is Lady Vengeance really gone?
Shut up. Lady Vengeance? If I were a guy, I wouldn't be Sir Vengeance.
So, what is all this? What is Prater getting out of it?
How about we talk tomorrow?
Stay with me, because we're breaking down every twist, every scream-worthy moment, and why this finale just might be the redemption Dexter fans have waited nearly 20 years for. Let's start with Kristen Ritter, the actress behind Lady Vengeance, and a die-hard Dexter fan long before she joined the cast.
And I know that you are a fan because I know you're watching these episodes live.
Yes, I'm watching these episodes live, and I'm watching like no other shows. So when it comes out on Friday, I'm like, gotta watch my Dexter episode. And I watched the original show as well. Big fan of Season 1 with Ice Truck Killer, and Season 2, and then the Rita situation. I was in.
Season 4.
Yeah.
I mean, Rita.
I was deep on that show.
Watching the finale live, she couldn't hide her emotions. She laughed, she screamed, she admitted to having an anxiety attack, and her biggest question...
The episodes are fantastic. Episode 10 was an intense episode. The tension is through the roof.
And it wasn't just the shocks, it was the way this finale balanced character, story, and raw emotion. For many, Resurrection has been a second chance. After the mixed reaction to New Blood's ending, this finale delivered what fans had been craving: closure, nostalgia, and a bold new direction.
Being back on a boat is a resurrection of sorts. But it's different this time. Harry taught me the code to keep me from getting caught, to control my urges.
One of the most electrifying moments came when Brian Moser, the ice truck killer from Season 1, appeared in Dexter's darkest hour. Trapped inside Prater's vault with Batista's corpse lying beside him, Dexter's grief summoned his brother's ghostly presence.
Oops, it did it again.
It was a callback to Dexter's roots, but also a clear reminder of how far he's come. Unlike in Season 6, Dexter didn't give in to Brian's philosophy. Instead, he rejected that darkness, honoring Batista's memory and showing real emotional growth. Then there was Harrison. Fans waited years to see him become more than just Dexter's troubled son, and the finale delivered. Harrison didn't just help Dexter escape, he became his father's equal.
To me, Prater killed Batista, and I'm next.
What can I do?
From using M99 to save the day to standing shoulder to shoulder against Prater, this was the father-son partnership fans have been waiting for since Season 4. Even Batista's controversial death hit with unexpected weight. Michael C. Hall's anguished scream when he found his old friend's body was raw and heartbreaking. It proved that Dexter, once defined by cold calculation, has finally learned to feel genuine grief.
There's no coming back from this. No God that can save him.
I need you to know, I didn't kill Maria or Dukes. I may be the bearer of Pusher, but I promise you I didn't kill them. It's your fault. And now I'm dying. Because of you. Just like they did. I'm sorry, Dexter Morgan.
And then there was Leon Prater. Portrayed with icy menace, he wasn't just another villain. He was a twisted mirror of Dexter himself. Where Dexter channeled trauma into a warped sense of justice, Prater used his obsession to exploit and control. His underground vault of serial killers was one of the most disturbing set pieces in the franchise, a museum of horror that exposed just how far he had fallen. But the moment that floored Kristen Ritter, and fans everywhere, was Dexter's refusal to take a blood slide after killing Prater. For someone like Prater, being deemed not worth remembering was the ultimate humiliation. It was savage, poetic, and it told us everything about where Dexter's mindset is now. When Dexter finally triggered the alarms, exposing Prater's vault to the NYPD, the series opened up endless possibilities. Dozens of files, trophies, and preserved victims were revealed. It wasn't just a twist, it was the perfect setup for Season 2. And once again, Ritter couldn't believe what she was seeing. The final moments sealed this finale as one of the greatest in Dexter history. Standing on a boat, a clear callback to Season 4's devastating ending, Dexter reflected on who he truly is. His closing line, "I'm Dexter Morgan. I'm exactly who I need to be, exactly who you want me to be." It was chilling, powerful, and for fans like Ritter, absolutely stunning. After years of watching Dexter wrestle with guilt, shame, and self-loathing, the finale gave us a version of Dexter who is at peace with his dark passenger and ready to wield it on his own terms. For Kristen Ritter, watching this as both a fan and a star was surreal. She praised the writing, the performances, and the emotional gut punch of every twist. And her lingering question, is Lady Vengeance really gone? Keeps the door wide open for her return. This finale didn't just tie up loose ends. It honored Dexter's legacy, gave Harrison a future, and exposed a criminal network that could fuel multiple new seasons. For the first time in years, fans are united. This is the ending they deserved. So what do you think? Did the finale finally redeem Dexter's legacy? And is Lady Vengeance really dead? Or is Kristen Ritter hinting at something more? Drop your theories in the comments, and if you're still watching, write "Stunned Ritter" so we know you made it to the end. Make sure to hit like and subscribe for more deep dives into Dexter: Resurrection.